Hey, it's Allie with Simply Sweet Homestead. Today on Homestead, we are in the kitchen making beef enchiladas topped with cheese sauce instead of red sauce. Before I started rolling, I went ahead and chopped up half an onion and sauteed that until it was translucent. Then I went ahead and added 3 cloves of garlic in there and then stirred that around until it got fragrant. Then I went ahead and added my meat in there, and I'm just chopping it up real fine so that way it's little bitty pieces and you don't get a giant chunk that doesn't have any flavor or seasonings. Usually I cook the hamburger quite a bit first to get most of the grease out. Then I take it aside and then I do the onions and garlic, but today I did it like this. It really doesn't matter, but I have found that if you don't drain most of the grease first, whenever you do your seasonings like the paprika and the chili powder, it is going to mostly stay in the grease. So I would suggest to go ahead and drain before you do the onions and garlic and everything, and then add your meat back. Here I'm just sprinkling in the paprika and the chili powder. I would say go ahead and either sprinkle on a little bit more than what I did, or if you've got measuring spoon and you prefer to do it that way, that you do 2 tablespoons. I did not add enough seasoning in this one. I think we could go for quite a bit more. If you like it light on the seasoning, then I would go ahead and do 1. And then if you like full flavor, go ahead and do 2 tablespoons of both paprika, chili powder, and then I'm going to show you a third spice here. This is my secret ingredient. I would also do the same, 2 tablespoons. And yes, I know it has a chicken on it. It is the chicken flavor, but trust me y'all, it makes a huge difference. One time I did a recipe for copycat restaurant taco meat, and it called for this, and it really does make a huge difference. Here I'm trying to figure out how to hold a measuring spoon. Don't mind me, this is a tablespoon. And in this pot over here, I have melted a stick of butter. And if you're health conscious, you might want to go with a half a stick. But this one, I'm melting a stick of butter. Once that melts all the way, I'm going to add some flour and make a roux, and then add some heavy whipping cream to make the sauce. And you also want to make sure you're still stirring your meat and chopping it up to make sure it's all fine. And you want to stir it and keep mixing it around so that way all your spice gets evenly distributed. You don't have a giant chunk of meat that has no flavor or spices. Like I said earlier, it ain't good. Nobody likes that. And with this pot, like I said, we're just going to stir it around until it's all melted up. And then once it's all melted and warm, then we're going to use 1/4 cup of flour to start. And then we're just going to stir that in to make a roux. And what this is going to do, it's going to be the base for our cheese sauce, and it's going to make it thicker. It's more of a sauce, not just a runny mess. And if there's still quite a bit of liquid, still pretty runny, you can always add more. Just make sure you stir it up real good so that we have a nice smooth sauce. All right, then once you get your roux to the right consistency, go ahead and add a splash of the heavy whipping cream and stir that in. And just keep going. As it heats up again, it's going to incorporate really good. You don't want to add it all at the same time or it's just going to overwhelm and it's just not going to turn out right. So do that and then stir it up. Make sure it's all good and then just keep adding little by little. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and drain this. Like I said, usually I make the burger pretty much, I'd say 80% done. Then I put it in the bowl off to the side. Then I do my onions, garlic, and then I add the burger back. Because as you can see, with the grease, all that seasoning and all that flavor, it's pretty much staying with that grease. So if you want full flavor, I would suggest to do this beforehand and not as a side thought. Yes, look at all that flavor, all that grease just there. So yeah, do yourself a favor, drain the grease before you do any of the good flavor stuff. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and move this over because I have a favorite burner, and if you're an adult telling me you ain't got a favorite burner, you're lying, and I don't believe you if you say otherwise. So anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to stir that up, make sure it's getting warm. Here I'm just testing to see if it's warm enough. Don't want to boil this just because it's easy to scorch. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit of pepper. You can add as much or as little as you want. This is really just a flavor. I'm getting it everywhere. But hey, who doesn't make a mess when they're cooking? So go ahead and stir that up, and then you can see there's a little bit of steam coming off of it. That's when you know it's pretty much good. Now I'm gonna get cheesy. I prefer to use Mexican style from Aldi, but if you want cheddar, I really don't see how it could hurt. Probably wouldn't go with anything mozzarella. That might be a weird flavor, but it is what it is. Do what you want to do. But as for me and my house, we serve the Lord and we use Mexican style. And I don't have a measurement there. Just do a little dump. What's that look like? A cup and a half, 2 cups? You know, depends on how cheesy you want to make it. Because if you add too much, it gets too thick. And go ahead and just start with a cup and go from there. If you want it cheesier, do it. So whatever cheese you decide to do, however much you decide to add, what you want to do right there. See, it's really cheesy, really stretchy, really like a glob of cheese. So just stir and stir, and the longer you stir, the longer it heats up. It's going to be more melty, more sauce-like, and when you go to pour it over your enchiladas, it's going to pour a lot smoother. So it's going to be a nicer process for you. Once you get it to the right sauce consistency, go ahead and take it off the heat and set it to the side until we're ready to pour. Over here, get your station set up. You want your flour tortillas or corn, whatever you prefer. And then you got your beef, and then you got a little bit more cheese, and we're gonna go ahead and roll up our enchiladas. Now that you got your pan full, go ahead and smother in that nice cheese sauce you made. And be sure you get your corners on all of these, because it's actually going to go in the oven on 350 for about 10 minutes. It takes this cheese, and I don't even know what to call it. It does something, but you can't skip that step. I mean, I guess you can, but don't. Like I said, go ahead, once it's all covered, put it in a 350 oven for about 10 minutes. And I apologize, when I went to take this out, I guess my camera got all cattywampus, so it's a weird angle. I apologize. Go ahead and scoop them on out. They are ready to serve. If you post these on Instagram, tag us at Simply Sweet Homestead. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with someone who might enjoy this video. God bless and have a great day.